Jeremy should do some ghosts survival. Doing this.
What power are you
I don't know when we last left off. I haven't played that.
Someone want to check the sound?
Yeah.
The Destiny expansion just came out too.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Right, so I've been in that.
Yeah, if you're on that, that's fair.
Check the sound.
It's not, you're not live yet on my end.
Make sure everything is
It came out with a new subclass.
It's very echoey.
Is it?
It is kind of echoey,
Hmm.
Do you have headphones in, John?
I have mine in. I don't hear echoes.
How's that?
Echoes on the live stream, I think, not on us.
Yeah, the live stream.
Not on Discord.
It's still very echoey.
Is everything echoing or just us? Like, is John echoing?
I think it's everyone's voice.
Now it's just you.
Just me?
Who is you?
Oh, well, you two, but it's mostly Sarah, Jeremy, and Andrew.
Ooh, so the people who are talking.
What?
Did I deal with it? Are you good? Let me know if it fixes. I'm trying to fix it.
You sound okay. Yes, I have other people to talk about. I'm kind of echoey, it sounds like.
Keep talking.
Alabama, Winchester. Alabaster, Winchester. Alabaster, Winchester. I'm still a little echoey, but Alabaster, Winchester.
I'm trying.
Alabaster, Winchester.
That help?
No, I'm still echoey. That was actually worse, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happening.
A lot worse. Well, I'm hearing it as like the thing slowly plays out.
Why is it so echoey?
It's like we're in a cave.
Maybe we are in a cave. You don't know where I am.
We're all in a cave.
We're all in.
We all float here.
We are all in John's cavernous vagina.
Cave and mental prisoner are two completely different things.
Yeah, John's the only one that wasn't echoey.
Is it really a difference, though?
Is what really a difference?
It is. It is a lot more
mental
echoey.
cave, or a mental cage and a cave.
Well, it depends on the context.
Why is it so annoying sometimes?
John, you have headphones on?
No. I never have headphones on.
That might be the issue.
That might be the issue.
Problem is, if I put headphones on, no one can hear you guys.
I mean, they should be able to.
He has us like, what he has it set up as is we're just like playing out of the speaker, and then the speaker is going into the microphone.
But we should be
So if you
able
put
to.
headphones on, are we still playing out of the speaker?
We should be playing through the speaker. The Discord should automatically pick that up through the live stream.
But it doesn't.
Your OBS doesn't pick that up. Like, it's usually good up that set up that way.
I don't know why it does that.
Because, yeah, it should automatically register your chat. Like, if you're having live chat somewhere.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you're in the cave today. Welcome to the cave, everybody. Welcome to the cave stream.
I'm fine being in a cave, I guess.
Cave stream, cave stream.
I'm literally always fine being in a cave. In fact, I might prefer it to normal life. I'm sort of a goblin.
You could just say that this week's topic, or tonight's topic, is caves.
Caves.
The words, the letter C.
All those like stalagmites and stalactites. Different cool rocks we found.
I don't know what's
I
going
once
on.
found a rock with a fossil in it in my back alley. That was cool.
I don't know.
I found a rock with a rock inside it.
Whoa, that's cool. You would never expect to find a rock in a rock.
Maybe that helped? I'm trying to mix it one more time. I don't know.
I mean, this rock, well, the outside rock was like black, but the inside rock was like bright red.
I'm going to assume it didn't help. I don't know. I'll have to look at it.
It did a little bit.
It did a bit?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just run
We're
with
not
that.
as cavernous this time.
Yeah.
Okay. The Villains Talk Show.
With a slight of an echo. But we're good.
Because we live in caves.
With C4, Sarah Vike, Mr. Insanieac, Sir Jeremy, and the Grease Goblin.
Does he not get a name?
That is his name.
He gets
Even
it
if he
wrong
did.
at the start of every
I
single
was
one.
gonna say, even if he did, yeah, John wouldn't know how to spell it right.
Yeah.
There's only one person with a true name, Miss Vike.
True. Sure. I dare you.
And true names.
Bah.
What do you know my true name?
Today, we're talking video games and anime. Mostly because this is anime season and this is video game season. Video games.
Oh yeah, I guess we can talk about the console
Yeah.
war.
Holy Christ.
Someone was having mic stroke
Well,
issues.
PlayStation comes out on Friday, I think.
Friday next week.
Yay.
Is it next week?
Yeah,
Because I heard Xbox is already out.
it is.
Really? The Xbox is already out? Jesus.
Yeah, it came out today or yesterday.
Last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez, wow, I'm behind the time. That's how much I care about Xbox.
Yes. I'm in it for the Sony. I'm gonna get me some Valhalla and some Ragnarok, some Data War, some ass in Creed,
The only console that I have ever owned was a Wii.
and I don't mean the gay porn ass in Creed.
Yes, you do.
I mean it's
Don't
not
lie.
bad.
It's better than Pokemon porn. Pika Pika.
That's terrifying.
It's disgusting.
I choose you, Horsa-Chew. No.
Gross.
It's too funny.
Best porn I've ever watched is Pirates. Since we're just on talking about this,
I mean, didn't that one win awards or something?
dude. If you've never seen Pirates, it's the most it's like an 80s action movie. It's fucking hilarious. Like you watch it for the entertainment value. It's actually really well written. There's actually good fight scenes. Like it's a good movie. That's makes it so funny. Like it just looks like some shitty 80s movie, but it's done so well. It's like Evil Dead, except it's porn. If you've never seen it, I'd suggest watching it for the entertainment value. Not that way.
I know people who used to work in a sex shop, and they said that movie had actually won awards.
Wow.
Because it had like an actual screenplay, and it plays. It was supposed to be a porno that turned into a B movie,
and it's hilarious. Like there's a scene where like the dumb naked girls who work for the captain are like, oh no, we're being attacked by skeletons. We better have sex with them. And he stops fighting with the skeletons because they all run over there. And he's like, it doesn't even make fucking sense. And then rather than watch the porn aspect, it then just cuts to him doing the rest of this quest that they're in. It's so good. It's actually so good. Like just the reaction and the acting of the captain makes it. Because he acts completely surprised and dumbfounded most of the movie. Like, how does this happen? It's so good. It's so good. That being a good segue is the other thing we'll talk about is anime. I watch a metric ton, a little too much anime. That being said, a lot of good animes coming out with new seasons. If you guys ever seen Tower of God, it's so good.
Nope.
But anyway, video games. Who here is excited for all the Viking games coming out? It's like we had no Viking games, and now all of a sudden there was this one medieval Viking game, and now they're all the Viking games. Just like,
well, I think they learned from Ghost of Tsushima, because they were gonna do a Japanese-based Assassin's Creed. At least that's what I had heard.
They did a Chronicles one, but they didn't. They were gonna make it bigger, but then they were like, nah, we're gonna make this a little bit smaller.
And then they did Odyssey instead.
Yeah, they made Odyssey the big one. They did Chronicles, and it was this weird side scroller Assassin's Creed thing.
Oh, weird.
Do you ever notice they always seem to do like somehow like 4 different studios come out with almost the same theme of game within the same year? like there was a year and a half period where it was nothing but zombie games, and then was like pirate games, and like just a plethora of pirate games.
Yeah.
And then there was the space games. Like it just seems like it always seems to go in a cycle, and they all seem to come out at the same time. Like then there's going to be all the fantasy games that all come out in the same year.
I mean, that's true.
I've always wondered
heard about Blizzard's talking about doing a new MMO, so
and Diablo.
Another MMO.
And there's new World of Warcraft.
Oh,
well, I don't know if they're actually doing a World of Warcraft sequel, or if it's just another MMO by then.
Yeah, the
World
Shadowlands.
of Warcraft sequel. What the fuck is that?
The Shadowlands.
Well, you mean the expansion? It's an expansion.
Yeah.
That I know.
But yeah.
But I'm more excited for Diablo 2. Let's be fair.
I mean,
that game molded my life.
Diablo 2, you mean? I think it's 4. Diablo 4.
No. I mean the remake of Diablo 2. Fuck Diablo 3, and I could give a shit about Diablo 4.
No, 4, the new one with Lilith.
Oh, yeah. The commercial looks good. I have no faith. So I have faith in the game that I fell in love with. So.
After the third one, yeah, I don't know.
Fair enough.
They're remastering Diablo 2. Why would I say no to that?
I mean, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, dude.
I mean, if that's a thing, I wouldn't mind partying up with you guys. We'll do some hardcore.
Oh, dude, I'd get my pally, my hammered in going again. Get my Enigma crafted up, teleport around, get some sweet SOJs and sell them and do some Ubers. Yeah.
First off, we gotta get some bonus game.
Maybe make a barbarian.
I know, I gotta get my computer working for that.
Get my fuck, what's that sword?
But I mean, if they do a Diablo 2 remake, they might do it on console as well.
That's fair, yeah.
I played that game so much. I can remember almost all the rune words. Like there's Delirium. You could get the insight was the best for your companion, getting a mercenary and giving them an insight, because the meditation aura, if you got a 19 meditation aura or a 20, means that you get mana regen out the fucking wazoo. And then there was also, what was it, bow? Your Battle of the Ancients. Like if you're a barbarian, you have to get Battle of the Ancients, which is another rune word on a sword. And then if you're really good, or if you're like the tier of above all tiers, you would find a Tyrael's Might that was ethereal. Because if you got anything that was ethereal, it couldn't be repaired, but it was also instantly had max stats. And because Tyrael's Might was indestructible and would not lose durability, you essentially had the most highest statted fucking thing you could in the entire game. And it was worth like almost 100 high runes. Same with like a perfect Mara's. Like I said, that game is my life. I was so sad at Diablo 3.
Oblivion Elder Scrolls 4 was that for me.
Oh, Oblivion! Oh my god!
I'm kind of excited for the next one.
I'm more excited for Sky Oblivion.
I never liked.
Well, that's Sky Oblivion. I think that's an individual project.
It is, but it's a remake. It's a modders remake of.
Yeah.
They're remaking Oblivion on the Skyrim engine, and they're almost done.
The only thing that would make me excited is creating my own spells.
You're gonna be able to do that.
Like creating
everything you could do in Oblivion, you could also. They're making it so you can do it in the Skyrim engine as well.
Before,
and then they want to do as far as Morrowind, because I've seen the project.
They're doing that one too, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I remember before it was cool, I would get Fingers of the Mountain, have tons of gold because I was just super rich, had a maxed out spell and bought it, and then you'd walk into literally the capital of Cyrodiil. What's that city called?
Imperial City.
Yeah, the Imperial City. And I could walk into any quarter and use Fingers of the Mountains once, and it would instant kill any non-essential NPC.
That spell was pretty rude.
Oh, so good.
That quest
It was so good.
You know, like, 'cause I got hit with that shit and I almost died.
It was I love Oblivion. Skyrim was great. Don't get me wrong.
I was the sneak master. I used one hand.
But like,
I got the blade
oh my
bow.
god! And the quests in Oblivion, dude,
they were good. They were really creative.
Dude, the Daedra quests were so much better. Like Mephalas, pit two towns against each other. Fucking.
That one took me a while to get though.
Her
I
scene.
didn't understand how to even apply for that because you had to be ugly or you had to be unrepetitive or I don't know. It had to be some criteria to meet the stage of lords.
Speaking of dude, you said Sneak Master. I had to max out my sneak because it was you could only do it with Sneak 100. Hersine's quest. If you had 100 sneak, you can actually sneak up to the unicorn and ride it.
Yeah, I remember.
And you needed 100 sneak.
I did for a short
the
time.
Secret Mehrunes Dagon finish too with Wabbajack.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Wait,
I crashed my game.
Wait, what?
So when Mehrunes Dagon turns into the giant and starts smashing through the city, if you hit him with Wabbajack, he explodes into 1,000 little Mehrunes Dagons. Because Wabbajack is created by Shao Gorath, which is equal power of Daedra.
Yeah. I just didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you actually.
Yeah, my brother Dallas tried that because
I crashed my game.
The lore and stuff, right?
There were so many little Dagons that crashed my game. My PC could not handle it.
That's amazing. That's
like,
actually amazing.
I got literally my frames dropped instantly as soon as I hit him with it, and then it's all I see is when you do the duplication glitch, and all of a sudden you see one item become thousands in an instant space, and then all of a sudden, bling, my game shuts off.
See, I would max out my character and stuff and do crazy stuff. Never ever glitched, and I never used console commands.
Once I got through a lot of shit, and I kind of got bored, and then when I did playthroughs where I'm trying to get to certain parts, I would just kind of glitch some certain things to power through it.
I don't know why. I could never. I always thought it was more fun doing it by hand because then when it would make me feel so much more satisfying when I get to that stupid power level and I'm like, ha, I did it the hard way. I sneaked everywhere and got my sneak to 100. And then,
I always cheated with my sneak too. I found those corners that you could just sneak into a wall while enemies were around. And you could get your sneak up really high. I cheesed the fuck out of Oblivion, dude.
And Bow. Bow was always my favorite, but they always fucked up on doing Bow.
Or any magic, illusion, conjuration, except for destruction, you could just sit there and spam it over and over and over again. And and you get it out.
You could make a spell that could unlock any door.
Yeah.
It's just
Or paralyze someone forever.
Yeah. I like pickpocket. You could pickpocket and put poisons in people's pockets and watch them die. Or like if you were so good at pickpocket and sneak, you could just crouch and you'd crouch and go instantly invisible, run up behind them and steal all their clothing and their weapons. You just run away.
The poison apples in Oblivion were the greatest. When I got to the Dark Brotherhood and I got those, I was slipping in those into everybody's pockets. When I was fucking like, I don't want to fight this guy. Here, I have a poison apple, and like he'd go eat somewhere and fucking just die. It's like, all right, cool. Quest over. Didn't even have to fight him.
Dark Brotherhood was my favorite, and all the unique ways you could kill people. Like if you took time to do this,
like bonuses and learning about them, it made it so much more rewarding. Like I loved it a lot.
Well, they did that in Skyrim too. They had some unique kills.
Yeah.
In fact, they had some really good unique kills. But
I like the werewolves and the vampires were with the Dark Brotherhood too in that one. But like they actually had more of an effect on you.
I'm just sad they like Dark Brotherhood quest was fine.
In both. Was like a lich in Oblivion.
I like the Oblivion Dark Brotherhood better, but I mean, like in terms of the Thieves Guild was fucking shit in Skyrim.
Yeah, no, I liked it way better.
Same with the Mages Guild. Like I like the idea,
and the vampires too.
Yeah.
Well, the vampire DLC for Skyrim was fucking crazy good.
The Dawnguard was good, but I mean, the Vampire Lord was a terrible choice.
Yeah, no, it's better to be that update made the werewolf much better, and you power up your werewolf and you're like so much more stronger, and you get like abilities to call to howl for other roles to be summoned. It's pretty dope. Or like if you went to one of the soul slime. You could eventually get the form to turn into a werebear if you talk to this clan of werebears that was there.
Yeah. I heard about that. I never actually got that one, even though Hermaeus Mora is my favorite Daedra, and it was all about Hermaeus Mora.
See, I liked they had in Oblivion 2, they had one when you finished all the Daedra Gods quests, you ended up having this other quest where you went to do like a championship and like tournament fight in their realm against like all their Daedra champions.
In Oblivion? No.
Yeah. When you beat all of the Daedra quests,
no,
you had to
that's
be a certain
just
level, you got a gold brand.
No. That was just Boethia's quest. At level 20, you just go to Boethia and you had to do a gauntlet where you fought.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no. The only way to get Hermaeus Mora's quest was you had to beat all the other Daedra quests, and then you go find Hermaeus Mora's shrine in the mountains, and he tells you have to kill one of every race. And once you do, you get the Ogmar Infinium.
You have to capture a soul of every race, and it's Black Soul Gems or something.
Something like that, but it has to be one of every race. And then you have to do the same quest in Skyrim to get the Ogmar Infinium.
Yeah.
Although there's a lot of secrets in Skyrim. Like, I never knew that if you did a shout at the sun inside Blackreach,
it summons a dragon.
Yeah, and then I did that accidentally once, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Dude. So there's been theories on that. People believe he was stuck in there since the Elder Scrolls Online. Like he'd been stuck in there, or he might have been shifted through. I think it was the Dwemer
well,
soul,
I thought the most like common theory with what happened to the Dwemer is because they were able to basically outpower the gods. The Daedra and the Aedra, what they did when they used, because it's all about sound, right? Like everything is about sound.
It was all in Morrowind. They put all of their souls into a giant mess.
Yeah, no. It's called It's called
They tried to create a god, and all of their souls got sucked into the soul gem by the humorous masters.
It was Buddy's heart, wasn't it?
No. They did not get. They used. Okay, so they used the tools.
The gods of the soul gem. Realm.
They used what are they called?
You see it in the Dawnguard DLC.
They use these tools. I forget what they're called, and they try to resonate with the heart of Lorkhan, and that's what. Gems. And they do that with the Numidium, and the Numidium's a giant construct. It's like a golem they built. It's actually in Skyrim. You do see it in Skyrim.
Yeah.
And because it's all about music, and it's these tonal tools. And the thing is, I think what one of the main lore guys from Bethesda. He said he let it leak something that I think the number one accepted theory is they got sent to the future. The gods sent all the dwarves to a time in the future when their technology is nothing. Not that it doesn't, not that it can't do anything, but in terms of what it is to compare to the other races, is they're the ones that are behind.
That's been changed since the Elder Scrolls Online.
Well,
because they've actually like gone into detail with the newer DLC where they meet with this Dwemer scientist who actually is from a past or a future, I think, and he talks about how
does he have mechanical legs like a crab? Because he's in Morrowind too. Then.
No, he doesn't have mechanical legs. He's a normal standing human, but he's got like this weird like gyroscopic like thing on his head, so he can see like with extra vision, kind of like lenses.
Because you do meet a Dwemer in Morrowind, right? You get quests from him.
Yeah,
it's a human from the
he's got
future.
disease, the corpus.
Yeah.
In Elder Scrolls Online, it's this human. It's like a human that's from the future, and he's learning about the Dwemer because they're not there in his time, but he's fascinated by their work. And you end up learning that they were taken by the unnamed masters. They're essentially the gods of the soul gem realm. Because when you take a soul and it goes into the soul gem,
oh, the three liches that created their own. Yeah. I know who they are.
And they essentially tricked all of the dwarves and have taken have held all of their souls in that space. No one really knows where, because it's only really been touched upon in the Dawnguard, where you got to see that whole realm. But essentially, those floating gems you got to see through those realms, those were actually them, and they actually sit watching the entire like realm, and they end up capturing like a dragon that you have to fight at one point too. That you even like get. I think when you finish the Dawnguard, you can summon him. It's fucking super cool.
I've done that. Well, that's cool. So the unnamed masters, and then it's actually, I think it's funny that Sithis actually gave birth to Lorcan, who gave birth to the actual world that they live in, and
Sithis
everyone
is essentially like the chaos to order.
Yeah, Sithis is just another name for like, unlike
chaos.
And it's funny because everyone knows the name of Sithis, but no one knows the name of Eowa, who gave birth to all the Aedra, and the Aedra wouldn't have made the world of Nirn if it hadn't been for Lorcan. So it's funny. I like the lore a lot, actually. It's one of the reasons I love that game
like
so much.
I've learned a little bit. There's supposed to be. I'm excited to hear too. I've watched some videos on some theories about how apparently Akatosh, the dragon god, he's actually like alive and around on a different island ruled by dragons. But that island, they don't come to Nirn because it was seen as like a wasted island.
I haven't heard that, but I do know there is an eastern continent called Akavir that they don't go there because the
dragon
snake
continent.
No, the snake people continent. They eat everything. If you look more into that, that's who killed Tiberius Mede II. He invaded Akavir, and they're just a bunch of snake people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean there's a tale, I think, from like Yskamor, the dude that was in charge of the companions. He was from this dragon place.
He was from the north. He was from that was called.
That's where there was dragons there. They had kept humans as slaves.
Yeah. I know what it's called. It's called
I can't remember it either off the top of my head.
Oh, I know what that continent's called. It'll come to me. One of my other favorite lore is The Witcher.
I never got to keep in that game, but I've heard it's really great.
It's actually one of the coolest stories. And even though the games you would never learn from the games until you played the very last expansion, if you ever read the books, it's a lot more subtle and a lot more cool, the twists at the end. Because everyone thinks that the entire story of The Witcher is about The Witcher.
No.
Well, it is, but
he's not the main character, but he's a big part of it.
So if you watch the games, you think it's about Ciri, and you think it's about him and not Ciri, and this child of destiny. In reality, the reason it's called The Witcher and the series is called The Witcher is God of that universe. His name's Gontar O'Dim, and he doesn't like to create. He just steals from other realities, from other gods, and he created his own reality, and he's just a piece of shit. He just does it to play. He likes to have war and stuff.
He's a great
But for some reason, there's like a 5 or 10,000 year period when he creates this universe he cannot see into, he cannot get into. But all he knows is the reason why there's 10,000 years where he's banished from his own reality that he can't stop or fix or change. Like he has no control over that, no matter what it will happen. And the reason it will happen is because of this thing called a Witcher named Geralt of Rivia. And if you ever play the games or read the book, there's always someone watching Geralt in the background. And in the books, it's really subtle. And if you play the games from the very beginning to the very end, there's always this bald guy who you always see as a guard or background someone, and he's always staring right at Geralt. And especially in the games, you would think it's just a programming error, but it's God. It's God watching Geralt, trying to figure out how he banishes him. And then in the last book and in the last expansion, you actually do that, and you actually see how that happens. It's so good. One of the best scenes in the game and in the book is when he meets God, because Geralt knows everything about magic because that's what he does. He hunts magic, right?
Yeah.
And this guy walks in and stops time, and Geralt just looks over and goes, "That's impossible. What's going on? This must be an illusion." He's like, "Nope, here, I'll prove it." Kills someone. Time is still stopped. And he just looks at him and goes, "How powerful of a mage are you?" And he's like, "I'm no mage. I am Gontaro Dim. I am God of this universe, and I need you to do something for me." It's so good. It's so good.
I never played it. It sounds really good.
Witcher's such a good game. I would highly suggest playing it.
I did recently buy the on sale. It was the third one was on sale.
If you can, the first one. If you play the first one and second one, all your decisions carry over, and so you can have the craziest experience.
That's actually like one of my that's like one of my kind of favorite things. It segues into like one of my favorite games is Dragon Age, made by the like the BioWare.
I could never get past the first area in Inquisition.
Really?
I did the first crystal. I got to the first open area. Never picked up the game again.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I don't know why. I beat Dragon Age 1 and 2 like completely. Like those were like Dragon Age 2 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Oh really? The first one was my favorite. Good. I wasn't a huge fan of the second one because of how different they were from the change, but the story is really great in my mind.
My favorite character, because I always played a big lesbian, was Abigail and why do I always forget his name with the crossbow?
Varric.
What's his name?
Varric.
Yeah, Varric.
With a V.
Yeah, I always love Varric. He's my favorite.
Yeah, when you get to, I don't want to spoil too much, but in Inquisition, you make a lot of decisions that revolve around like Hawk and Varric and like his group, and like some of it carries over into hopefully the next one because it's more like leads into a mystery.
You don't need to care about spoilers. I already spoiled myself on how it ends.
No. Fair enough. Well, it wasn't more so how it ends. You have a decision to leave Hawk in the Fade, and if you do, Varric isn't very happy about it. But if you don't, Hawk goes back with Varric, and they end up like Varric becomes like the.
Why would you leave Hawk in the Fade unless you're?
Well, it's a choice of that or the Grey Warden, which could be Alistair or Loghain or Strahd, depending on who you've chosen at that point. And if it's Alistair, I was about to leave Alistair in the Fade. Alistair's awesome. He's one of my favorite dudes from the first game.
Do you have to sacrifice someone?
You have to, yeah. It's one of the choices.
So I would have thrown. I would throw that stupid elf you meet in Inquisition you've never met before.
It was either you have two choices. It's either Hawk or the Grey Warden. And a lot of people talk about Flemish. She makes like a foreboding of sorts when you in the second game she says to Hawk that they stand on the precipice of change, and when they stand before the abyss. Do not hesitate to leap because it's when you fall that you realize you can fly. And in the mission where you go to where you leave Hawk in the Fade is called the Precipice of Change. And when she says when you fall into the abyss, and what happens is you literally fall into the Fade, like you fall off a fucking castle and then the Inquisitor opens a portal into the Fade, and you fall into the Fade. And so a lot of people think it's his destiny to stay there and stay alive.
I guess that's why you get to create your own destiny.
Right? That's the whole story. But at the same time, I had a curious thought too, because the last time in the story, the whole Darkspawn like plague started with people bringing like darkness apparently to the Golden City, or at least that's what they say. And I think it's funny that if you leave a Darkspawn, like you're leaving, if you leave a Grey Warden there, he's essentially a Darkspawn of sorts, and he's going to stay there. Would that corrupt the city further, or create some kind of,
I hear you.
reaction effect?
Speaking of good lore, do you guys think, because you guys played Elder Scrolls Oblivion, Morrowind, and Skyrim, do you think
I did not.
do you think well, except Sarah, because I know Sarah doesn't play games,
I'm not against them. I'm just not super interested in them.
but do you think you actually murder the Emperor in Skyrim? Because last time they just said all the guild quests were completed by adventurers. They've done that a few times. It's one of the biggest questions out of Skyrim. Do you actually kill the real Emperor?
I don't think you do. I think his attempted assassination creates for policy changes.
I think you do.
Because when the person you get the contract from was a member of the Elder Council, I don't remember, but the Dragon Council or whatever.
Yeah.
And when you finish the thing, he talks about how you brought about great change. And the Emperor, when you go to meet and assassinate him, he's ready and waiting for you, and he accepts his death.
Because maybe I think it's because
he doesn't even have his main guard on. Like you think he does, but he's has more guards.
Here's my thought. Okay, I think the actual canon is the Dragonborn brings peace to the land. The third option, where he doesn't join either side, and he brings a truce. And I think the Skyrim secession will stay as it is. So only half of Skyrim will actually be its own country. And I think Tiberius Mede, whatever, realized that this would create a huge divide. And I think what will happen is his death was actually planned with him and the guy who calls for his death, because I think they blame the Aldmeri Dominion.
Fair enough. Then I can see that.
And it's a way to unite, even if Skyrim will stay separated, it's a way to unite all of Cyrodiil again. Or at least
because obviously the Emperor knew about it.
Exactly.
It's so important.
And he knows the Thalmor, especially with all the quests they were part of, including with Alduin and the Winterhold.
Yeah.
Like, you could see that they are trying to find ways to sabotage. There's even proof of that. Like, if you go into the Thalmor embassy and read some of their documents, it talks about them giving support to Ulfric in order to fuel the civil war.
Yeah, because it's a country divided is easier to conquer.
So I think that will be the canon. Not that either side won, but there still be like a civil war in Skyrim.
I can see that.
Or not a civil war, at least two countries.
I could see that being the reason. I wasn't sure exactly like why, but I knew that I wasn't sure if he was the real emperor that died, but if he was, I knew he was intentional. It was all planned to get.
That's what my thought was, that it is the real emperor, but he basically conspired to do it as a way to rally. Because the Thalmor,
he was an older guy, so he knew he was going to die anyways.
All they have to just do is they have to find out a way to destroy the Throat of the World, which is in Skyrim. Isn't that the last tower?
I think the Throat of the World, it's the Greybeard's place.
Yeah, that's the last tower, I thought.
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
The last pillar of reality.
I honestly don't know. Because I know they had like that's where you open this Elder Scrolls, but I don't know.
Okay, so the pillars of reality are the white gold tower in Cyrodiil. There was the adamantine tower. There was the bronze tower. The the wood tower or something. I think it was 6 or 7 towers. You can look them up, and one of them was the Numidium, and Numidium was the first one. And each time a tower turned off or broke, it caused a dragon break. And the reason is because each one of these towers essentially hold up the reality. They're essentially like literally the pillars of reality. And the last one to turn off was, I think, was the White Gold Tower during the Oblivion Crisis, with the end of
Yeah, when the dragon, when the line went out.
yeah, and so I
The
think the
last
last
dragon
one
fire.
that's still active, or there may be 2 that are still active, but I think one of the last ones was the Throat of the World, where the Greybeards are. And the Thalmor, because they want to become Fae again, they want to go back to the stars. They think that if they destroy the towers, they will unmake reality.
I can see that.
Which is, good times.
Crazy.
I like how they turned elves into like the most fascist race.
Well, it's one side of elves. Those are the high elves. Ulterior Dominion.
And
They
then the
do
wood elves
have,
are
like-
cannibals. They don't eat the Green
Are they?
Pact. Yeah, the Green Pact means you do not eat or hurt any kind of vegetation. You only eat meat. And
Oh,
they're
wow.
cannibals.
Cool.
That's why it's actually one of the coolest reverses.
That's so funny. I didn't know that.
So yeah, when they live on this island that's populated by a bunch of like Ents and Dryads and shit. And as a way to make peace so that they don't attack each other, there's the Green Pact. And the Green Pact is that they only eat meat. That's it. And so
Alright.
they're cannibals. They eat other races. They have no problems.
Cannibal implies that they eat their own race.
Yeah, they eat high elves. That's their own race.
Oh, I meant old elves, but fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, they probably do, but that's the Green Pact. That's why if you ever I forget if it's Morrowind or Oblivion, if you're a wood elf and you eat vegetables, you get negative status effects.
Really?
And if you eat meat, you get bonus status effects.
I didn't know
That's
that.
cool.
Yeah. I think that was the coolest thing.
That's so funny.
Yeah, they're wood elves, man. They don't eat vegetables. They love the trees. They only eat meat.
That's so funny. Just like crazy tribal like styles. That's so funny.
That is funny. But yeah, is there any? Does anyone think that Cyberpunk's even going to come out this year?
I don't.
No.
Yeah, me neither. You know what? But I'd much rather them delay it forever than come out with a piece of shit.
That's fair. Yeah, me too.
I mean, who's making it?
They were getting a lot of flack though too from people.
Who cares?
You know what's
Who's
taking
making
so long?
it?
It's all the genital manipulation.
I don't know why that even needs to be a thing.
Who is making Cyberpunk?
What did you just say, Keaton?
CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
What did
Same
CD
guys who did
Projekt Red
Witches.
do?
They're I think Norwegian.
CD no, but like what other?
They're
The Witcher.
The Witcher.
Oh, okay. Well, that definitely completely ups the stock for sure.
That's the only notable one I can think of.
All the Witcher games, and none of them have been shit. So I will. Okay, so that's good.
I think they did one of the Red factions as well.
They're from Warsaw, Poland. No wonder they did The Witcher. They did one of the Red Factions. If it's Red Faction
think
2,
so.
then I will never, ever, ever, ever doubt them. Wikipedia. Oh, Wikipedia, how you answer all my questions with only half the information.
They did something else of note too, but they weren't really noted.
Baldur's
for it.
Gate, Dark Alliance, and Baldur's Gate.
Ooh, those
Dark
are both
Alliance
decent games
Dark
too.
Alliance is
Yeah.
I actually never
Yeah.
played either of those.
Both of those are good games too.
Yeah.
Are they like...
They did a
Their stock just keeps going up. I love CD Projekt Red. They're one of my favorite companies.
What is Baldur's Gate? Is it just like Diablo?
It's an
kind
RPG.
of?
It's
Dungeons and Dragons.
D&D.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's what
know.
I'm saying.
Like the city Baldur's Gate, but it's like a Diablo-esque game.
Yeah. The way it plays.
That sounds cool.
And Dark Alliance, I think,
That's what I'm
was
saying,
like
you gotta get it.
multiplayer on the old console.
Yeah, it was, and it was like third person over shoulder.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just like
Nice.
no, it was like
And
more
you
like
got to-
Diablo. It was kind of like
Kind of. It wasn't.
It was
so
like
high.
top down, but not. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, it wasn't really.
kind of
like,
kind
a
of
little
in
bit,
between.
And like you could, they had a cool like part where you could play Dritz eventually if you like got high enough into the game and like went
You
through the
play
skull
what?
There's a
challenge.
bunch of those ones
Played
too.
Dritz, he's like one of the
You got
characters
Icewind
from
Dale in one.
a story, like the books that they used to write. My dad is like his favorite character from D&D.
I'd be more impressed if
Grist?
you got to play
Yeah.
as
Of course
like,
he is.
Avernus.
And then my dad made this weird like human monk character that could chop like heads off with his bare hands. But then like his DM turned him into a female drow.
That's nice of him.
Yeah.
I mean, the
That's
belt of
pretty
gender
cool.
change was a thing.
I think it was a chest trap, something like that. To like open, or he attuned to something, and it turned him into a girl. But I think he was mad because they changed DMs for one point, and his other DM gave him this like belt of giant strength, essentially that would let him cut these fucking dragons' heads off with his bare hands. And to get him back, they turned him into a chick, or the other DM turned him into a chick because they had to like the guy went on vacation for a bit, so one dude took over for like a couple days. And gave everybody a bunch of extra shit that they shouldn't have had.
Such as D&D.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess so. At least Cyberpunk's in good hands. Hopefully, it won't No Man's Sky, but you never know. You never know when the next game's gonna No Man's Sky itself to
I don't know.
oblivion.
So like they've been dropping a lot of videos that look really good for
I-
Cyberpunk, and it's getting pushed back.
I'm gonna
so it's
ask
like,
you a question. I want an honest answer. When have a video game company drop trailers or gameplay
Actually,
Did you watch
reviews
any of the Witcher
that
trailers?
look like shit?
The Witcher trailers are all really good too, and it was a really good game.
No, that's what I mean. When have you? That's what I'm saying. When have you ever seen trailers, or video game trailers, or video gameplay trailers that look like shit?
I mean, I've seen.
Remember that indie
I've
game,
seen- yeah, I've
Hello
seen a few.
Neighbor?
Yeah, ever heard of a game called Brink?
No.
Probably for good reason. They had a really, really cool like.
That was like
mix and match.
the wall run one, right?
Oh,
Yeah, it was like a wall run Call
yeah.
of Duty thing, and they had a
Yeah.
really cool like intro to start, but then the gameplay
Like
was
like
garbage.
Mirror's Edge, man. It looked great.
Yeah, it looked really cool, but then when they played it,
Yeah,
all
no,
it was
that
the
was my
story
point.
Over and over again.
When have you ever seen a gameplay trailer or a video
Brink
game
was a pretty
trailer
big letdown.
that doesn't look like looks like shit? If you could point me one that looks like shit,
The Fast and the Furious game.
but even then they're not going to show
No.
you like game ending
Look at that
glitches.
trailer; it's so bad.
It's not
It's
like
on PlayStation Store right now.
I mean, they even made what's that? Assassin's Creed, the shitty one.
I mean, you have to be more specific.
The French Revolution one that came out and it was just
Unity,
yeah.
Unity.
the
Oh,
multiplayer.
You would
Oh,
never
it
know
wasn't
it
the
worst.
looked
It
like
wasn't,
crap.
yeah, it wasn't the worst.
It wasn't
it was
the
alright.
worst. If you had friends to play with, it was better.
Or Diablo 3. No one knew Diablo 3 was going to be shit out the gate. All the trailers looked so good.
It's also because it was supposed to have come from a reputable company, but then they got bought out by Activision and haven't been very good since.
And they decided to make it pay to
Destiny
win.
almost went the same way. Once they got rid of Activision, all of a sudden Destiny got better.
So weird. It's like the
So-
corporate companies are so
Hey,
like,
hey,
unhelpful.
I'll take Activision over EA any day.
Oh, dude.
But
They're
isn't
the
Activision
same
owned by EA?
monster
Yeah.
now.
But
It's
do you,
really-
is it,
Either way,
is
it's
there-
the same monster. You're selling yourself out for more money.
but I don't ever see as many microtransactions in Activision as I do in EA.
I mean, that's because they're almost illegal now.
No, but Activision does a lot of they're shady behind the scenes.
Well, Activision finds it the best way to do. They make you pay for subscriptions, and they do random chance. So they don't
The EA's getting tagged for loot boxes too, though.
oh, not loot boxes.
There's
like
the-
card
the-
packs. So like Hearthstone
Oh,
or
yeah,
like
yeah.
what's that other game? I guess it's not anymore. Heroes of the Storm or skins. You can buy
That's all
skins.
Blizzard too.
Not even that. That's fucking Steam, man.
Well, cosmetics.
Like,
yeah.
dude,
Cosmetics are different.
You can get, dude. There's
League of
gun
Legends has been
skins
doing
that are
that
like
for a long time, too.
They
$2,000.
still are.
Pardon me.
But League of Legends is a free play system, right? You can play the
Yeah.
whole game, earn all the heroes for free. It's the skins you have
Yeah,
to
you
buy
pay
if you want
for
the
it.
visuals.
Okay.
If you really want to look cool.
Yeah.
Which is
You
I,
can
I
play-
like that. I like
I
that
can-
model. I do,
You
I
can
like
play
that
all the
model.
heroes for free if you want different heroes that you're forced to play every 2 weeks. And
No,
then
no. 'Cause
No,
You
there's a
earn
game-
points.
there's a- yeah, there's a
you
game
earn
where
currency during games,
Yeah.
and after about 20 games or 25 games, you can
Can
buy a
afford
new
to-
hero.
you
Yeah.
can buy one. That's out. That's not on the rotation.
of the hundreds of heroes. So
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
I mean,
give up
have
on that,
fun.
I
but
have
there
like
wasn't at the
30
time.
now unlocked, and I never even play the game.
There
right?
wasn't hundreds
I
of
mean,
heroes at
they
the
did
time,
that
now
for
there is.
Smite too, and instead I paid the $10,
I also
and
played
now I
that.
have
I never
every.
paid for that either.
I didn't
and
pay
I
for that
thought
either.
that
I was a
gave
beta
that gave me
tester.
the reason to progress.
I was a beta tester on
I,
Smite.
I
back
had
then,
t-
too.
I spent $10 on Smite, and every time I log on, I have every
I
new
did it
hero
free.
and every hero. It
I-
just
I
gave
felt
me that.
that was the reason for me to progress was to not buy all the heroes.
See, I grew
and
up
then
with
I'd have to
Dota.
have the game to play through, right?
Yeah, that's the point, right?
I grew up with
And
Dota.
then I got really
so
good with each of my heroes as I unlocked them because I'd learned them and actually play each hero.
I like Dota because it didn't became. I thought it would become stale, playing the same heroes all the time, and that's how I. That's why I grew up playing Dota.
See, you
Loved
end up
it.
getting a main or you get a champion that's like your favorite, you know.
I would main Kenshin League.
I ended up getting like my main was Nocturne for League, and then I went with Shaco as my backup, and then I
Oh,
later
yeah,
like as I
Shaco's
played,
great.
I'd get a lot of extra other ones. Yeah, Shaco was like one of my favorites. I used
would
to.
go, full ADC Kench.
What I
lot,
hate about
like-
League too is your roles were locked in. In Dota, I could play Warlock
Yeah.
as a support, or I could play him as an ADC. I could play a character any way I wanted as long as I built him right. And
Smite
so,
was the same way.
that too, yeah. Like that's why I like Smite. I like being versatile. I like playing a character that most people would play as one way, but like if I wanted to put 2 Desolators and a bunch of items on this one guy, it doesn't matter if he's usually a support. I'll fucking go 20 in 1, and I'll win the game because
That's
I'll
why
just
I
go
like the
ADC
Kench,
mode.
too.
Yeah, see, I used to like I play jungle characters, and I wouldn't jungle. I would do lane, and it would make it would throw off my team, and it would throw off the enemy.
Well, that was the other thing is like a lot of people would get mad at me, and then that's why I like Dota because you could just I don't know. I never got into League. Everyone kept playing League, and then Heroes of New Earth no one ever played because that game was shit.
Yeah, no, I
Smite
only
was
played
fun, though.
League and Smite.
I was so
Smite
good with
was-
Loki. Loki is my favorite in that game.
Bakasur was my favorite in Smite.
For
Low-key, I
Smite,
kinda
I'd
like
have
it.
to go with Hades.
Hades was pretty cool. He was my other
I was a
backup.
chalk player.
Shock was pretty cool. My buddy
Shock.
Slacker was Thor.
Thanatos too. Playing
Thanatos.
Thanatos
Yeah.
was good, yeah.
Yeah.
I played a lot of
Thanatos was fun, yeah.
Thanatos, but like I had all the characters and I had the
I also
skin
like
for Loki.
Zeus.
I had like the assassin skin with like the laser
Yeah, it's
daggers.
pretty weird with Zeus.
Zeus and Hades. Or
Yeah,
no, yeah.
where Zeus, Hades, and
really
Ares. That 3 combo was deadly.
If you added Odin for the cage,
Yeah. Actually, a lot of times we did because I'd have a team of 3, and we try to hope for an Odin. My buddy would either go Hades or Thor, and I was either I was either Hades or Zeus, and he would go Thor or Odin. And then I had another friend that they would do. I think they did another AoE assassin. I think they did Loki, or they did Arachne. I would use Bakasura because if I got him trapped in a cage, I would use Bakasura to throw out those minions, and they're stuck in
Oh,
that cage
yeah.
with all those minions and the champion.
Look,
that's
if
holding
you-
them in there.
If you're playing Loki and you don't get 1 pentakill in a game, then you're not playing him right. Because that ultimate resets with every kill, and it's just leap death, leap death, leap death, leap death. Wait do a couple hits, leap death.
Yeah,
I also
Rockstar, I
really enjoyed
like doing all
Apollo
those
for Smite.
It's pretty cool. That was
Wait,
usually
so we
something
all
like-
play Smite? We should play some Smite.
I played on PC.
Your accounts carry over. I can play on either.
They do.
They do they? As far as I knew, they didn't. Might have
No,
to
they do.
rebuy all my
I
skins
know
and
for a
everything.
fact they do.
Because
Yeah,
last
I
time
was
last
playing
time I was told they only had
Xbox
one.
a little while ago.
Because I was told that they only had a one-time event where they carried over everyone's cross saves and stuff like that.
I have it on both, so
I only
have
have
it on console.
I wanted to play on
My
console,
computer
but
can't play shit.
fair enough. I wanted to play it on console, but my console kept telling me I had to make my profile is back to 0 level again.
Nope, you just gotta.
It was. I wasn't like it didn't happen.
Well,
You have to do the
try it
tutorial,
again.
if I'm not mistaken.
I actually even looked it up, and I was told that there like everything in Google there's like it was a one-time event, and they weren't doing it again.
Try it again.
It's not a try again. It was a
Turn
one-time
your computer
event.
off and turn it back on again.
Yeah, try it. Like
Oh,
it
okay.
works.
No, at
Did
the
you
time
did you
it didn't,
try
man.
turning it on and off again?
Have you tried recently, Andrew?
Probably hasn't been about like.
Have you tried closing the
maybe a year.
program and logging back in?
I'm like
I
genuinely
logged into
serious, you
mine-
dick.
I logged into mine like 6 months ago, and it worked on the Xbox and the
Yeah.
PC.
All you have to do
Hopefully.
so take the plug out of the socket, wait 10 seconds, and then put it back into the socket.
I mean, I know you like to use your butt plug, but that's okay. I'm not going to judge you for it, buddy.
I'm just saying. Did you?
I know you use your plug. It's
Did
okay.
you try
I
turning
know,
it
I
on
got
and
you.
off again? That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying that they didn't have cross progression. For quite
Did
a
you
long time.
try running updates on your drivers?
Did I give you a spoon so you could eat my ass?
Did you? So you go into control pad.
Yeah, why are you being so aggressive?
Yeah,
Andrew?
seriously.
Because I can't be passive anymore.
This is worse than the passive aggressive. Why are
See
you
how the
so
voice is
angry
like
today,
the passive
Andrew?
aggressive.
I'm just gonna start adding a thermometer meter to the screen that just says Insanieac's
stick
aggression meter, and I'll just slowly move it up during the screen.
That's fair.
That'd be great.
That was the thing I had for a bit. I was a rage gamer for a bit, but that's just
He's
because
just particularly angry today.
That actually sounds like a great
Andrew, did
idea.
someone shit in your Cheerios?
You know, you're right.
Right?
Someone probably did because
Hey,
it's my work.
hey! Someone
unfortunate.
always shits in his Cheerios.
I don't eat Cheerios. I don't even eat breakfast.
Don't lie.
You should eat breakfast. Breakfast is good for you.
Yeah,
That would make
seriously,
you
it's
less
like the
angry.
best meal of the day.
I like how every like live stream like turns into how Andrew can make his life better.
Andrew, who's Andrew?
Every single time.
Have you tried drinking
We're
water,
just
Andrew?
worried, man. We want you to live the best life.
You're just so angry
We
all the
want
time.
you.
Did
we
you switch,
we
did you
want
switch
you to
teas,
live.
Andrew?
I just finished my tea.
Yeah, did
Maybe
you
you
switch
need
teas?
more.
It's a new brand.
No, I don't have my. I didn't have my.
You
wheat
drinking
today.
tea? You know how late it is, sir. There's so much caffeine. Bad for your heart. Start
That depends
drinking.
on what kind of
Depends on the
tea it
tea.
is.
Start drinking dark coffee.
Sir, you tend to think that that caffeine is going to keep me up, but it tends to have the opposite effect.
Well, that just means you're over caffeinating yourself. You know
Do you
that's
have
bad for
ADD?
your heart.
Or, no, I don't know. I've never been prescribed for it. For sure, I've had other mental health issues, so that wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, do tell.
I'd
That's
rather
a-
not. I really
People
like.
who drink a lot of caffeine to regulate themselves, and also people who are sort of unaffected by caffeine, it tends to be a sign that they have ADD.
I've had people tell me it's
I
a sign that
feel
I'm
a
allergic to
personal
caffeine.
attack.
But
That you
fair enough.
drink a lot of it.
Wait, what?
I don't really drink a lot, but
Do you drink green tea? Because that's a lot of
No.
caffeine.
I don't. I drink black tea. Orange pico, but it's black tea.
Orange pico tea.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
What is pico?
Mr. Dark Roast. It's a brand of leaf.
Is it?
Pico's
It's a brand of
a,
leaf, is it?
The brand. is
Actually, it's
technically-
tomatoes.
Is it from the
jalapenos,
pico
garlic.
tree?
Actually, it is. It's from a pico plant. Pico. P-E-K-O-E.
Oh, not C-O.
No. Okay.
Or P-I-C-O.
Did you
A pico
really?
de gallo.
I hope you didn't write that in, because you get some bad results. Pico.
P-E-K-E-O.
Yes, but pico de gallo is spelled very differently. That's spelled P-I-C-O.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Actually, P-E-K-O-E.
It's just unopened leaf buds. Wow.
Wow.
So
It's just like coffee beans.
you know
Judge
what?
judge my
I
plant
think
consumption over
coffee
yours.
has been drank longer than tea.
Actually, it hasn't.
Actually, it has.
Not so sure.
I am willing to.
I'm not willing to bet.
I'm
I'm
willing
absolutely-
to bet the farm on it.
That's nice. I don't care.
Coffee history. Coffee was first discovered. First use. Blah, blah, blah.
Tell me. I got one right already here in the history of tea.
Oh yeah? What year is that?
Oh yeah. No, you tell me. You're the one who's bringing this up, so I'm ready to retort.
Ethiopia. And earliest use is 800 AD. What's tea, sir?
Emperor Shang Nung, according to Chinese legend, the history of tea began in 2737 BCE, when Emperor Shang Nung, a skilled ruler and scientist, accidentally discovered tea while boiling water in the garden. A leaf of overhanging wild tree tea drifted into his pot.
I have heard that story.
Much older than your coffee, sir.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. I mean, AD, BC, who cares? Right?
The
ABC.
Earth is only 7,000 years old.
I thought it was only 600 years old.
Technically, for my religion, it's only 5,000.
It's actually only 2 days old. Like, please. Come on, guys.
The Earth is only 2 days old? Yeah, that
2
sounds
days
about
old,
right.
yep. 2 days.
I think it's like just over 2 though, isn't it? Isn't it like 2 days and a couple
I mean,
of
it
hours?
just depends on your perspective of how long a day is.
I mean,
I'm
is a
pretty
day?
sure there's a couple extra hours there somewhere though. I think you're
Pretty sure
missing
time is a
something
human
like this.
construct, so that's been set.
That's, well, I mean, that means it's also relative to the situation of the Earth, which isn't a human construct.
But the Earth
How do
is a
you know
human
it's not a
construct.
human construct?
I mean,
Because it's
math
natural
math
forming
proves
occurrence.
time, so
Are you
time
sure?
does exist.
I'm pretty sure there's like enough science behind like the formation of meteors, planets.
I don't know.
It's like people telling me
I
Pluto
think
is a
it's
planet.
conspiracy.
Get
It's only been like
it's
a
not a
week,
planet.
Don't you
let's be honest.
dare abuse
it's a
the Lord
it's
of the Underworld.
it's a moon.
Don't you dare abuse the Lord of the Underworld, sir.
It's a moon.
Have
Pluto is a
respect for
micro-
Hades.
It's a moon.
Is a
Have
planet.
respect for him.
It's a moon.
He will kill us all.
Moon.
Why is Hades killing us all?
Because John is disrespectful.
Of what?
Plato is a
Pluto's the
moon.
dog from Mickey Mouse.
Because he's calling Hades a moon.
I am. It is. It's a
How
moon.
dare you?
No, Pluto's
It's
a dog.
too small to be a planet.
His moon Cerberus will be upset, sir.
You mean the slightly bigger moon Cerberus?
Slightly smaller moon.
It's actually
Sir.
slightly bigger, which is why planet Pluto is a moon.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, there's another.
It's been a long time since I looked into it, so.
It crosses path and people mistake Pluto
Look,
for
I'm not
it.
going to say us disregarding, Pluto as a planet caused, all of our problems, but I think that's clearly where we're at right now.
No, that was Harambe.
I mean,
Harambe tried to
they're pretty
kill a
close.
child. Okay,
Harambe did nothing wrong.
can we be honest? He almost killed a
Harambe
child,
was just a monkey
Sir,
acting like
You get
a
your dick
monkey
out for
should.
Harambe
Yeah.
right now.
and he almost
The
killed a
was
child.
an idiot
You get your dick out for
who
Harambe right
jumped
now,
into
sir.
his enclosure.
Yeah.
The wild animal got what it deserved for
You get
attacking
your
a
dick
human,
out for Harambe,
Did,
sir.
did,
I
Did it
think the
actually try to
child
kill
did
a
not
child?
get
It
what he
did.
deserved.
which is
No,
why they shot
Harambe
it.
dragged the child. There's a difference.
Have you watched the video? He did a little more than drag the child.
It
By
was
the
a monkey
foot.
doing what monkeys do.
Dragging a child around an
The child was
enclosure.
stupid for getting in there, and the mother was stupid for letting it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Look,
Yeah.
I still think it was justified.
You get your
I
dick
don't.
out for Harambe, sir. You calm yourself down.
Never.
He is on live stream, so he really shouldn't.
Dicks out for
He
Harambe.
could.
He could. See, the thing about live streams is you don't have to do it with pants on.
I mean, it depends on whether or not your waist.
Are
is
you
showing.
saying you live stream without your pants on all the time?
Sometimes,
Wait,
not all the
you're
time.
wearing
Sometimes.
pants?
Why wouldn't you? Guess where?
This is
if
why
I-
none of you
Taking
are on
advantage of
camera.
the situation.
If any of you guys wonder why I don't have you on camera, number one reason right there.
See, it's your camera's chest high. You'd be fine.
I mean, you're also mean.
I'm not mean. I'm a nice guy.
I was just gonna. I was gonna say, you know, we could do a rating of who's the best looking on this stream.
Well, seeing
By
as you're
your viewers.
see,
We all know who would be number one.
obviously Jeremy.
Yeah, that was my thought too. It's number 4 and 5 would be a question. So we all know I'm number 3.
No, you're number 5.
What are we numbering? I lost you guys for a second there.
Nothing number 2. Nothing.
I see.
Visual
What
attractiveness.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Who's first, John?
Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy. Oh yeah, you know what?
Wait,
You're right.
what? What did I just win?
You won a
I'm like half paying attention to playing like.
Art.
I mean, we all know number 5 would be the Grease Goblin.
No.
I mean, maybe not. You can make a case.
Have you looked in a mirror lately, John?
I have, and I
I
really
feel like
what
you
I
two are 4 and 5. I'm gonna be honest.
We're both.
Are you
number
saying
3.
that you're 3, Andrew?
Ah,
I feel like
yeah,
I'm
Andrew.
I feel like I'm not high, less than that.
I felt some shade there. That was good.
John, do you want to agree that we're both 3 and so Andrew's last?
I mean,
I mean, that's where I figured it was gonna go to begin with.
I
That's
think-
why
I
figured
think-
had to say
I
something.
think Sarah made that decision for us, Kaden.
I mean, considering I'm probably one of the few people
I didn't make
that doesn't
any
have a Tinder
decisions here.
profile here, you know, I think
I
that's.
don't have Tinder
Hey.
anymore.
I don't have a Tinder
Anymore.
profile. I have never had a Tinder
Look.
profile.
Yeah,
Well,
but you're
that's-
also married.
You got married at 19. That's not fair. You're out of
19.
you're out of the conversation.
Also feels like a personal attack.
No, it is. It is. You sluts.
I never said it was a
Hey.
good idea.
Hey, you know it's.
I prefer
I am
Vike class
not.
4.
And Kaden, just because you have a POF
Where's pay for
file
it, Kaden?
now doesn't make it
I
any
don't.
less. Or Hinge.
If you're on a dating
it's
site,
gross.
it's ridiculousness.
I have heard a lot of weird stories about Hinge the last 3 days.
About what?
Just weird things happening, like people meeting on Hinge.
What is Hinge?
Apparently, he's meeting
Dating
people
site.
on Tinder all the time, and I have problems even matching with people.
I deleted my Tinder though, Jeremy.
Did the grease get to you?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Or did you just give up, or did you find someone? These are the options.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Well, it doesn't sound like he's upset, so he gave up, but for a positive reason.
Everyone? I mean, I gave up for positive reasons. I had plenty of fish for a time, but. that was, for, the month.
So why'd you delete then?
I didn't delete it. I just don't go on it.
I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, sorry.
I do not have to verify that on a live stream.
You don't. Did you find a girlfriend?
We all know. We all know.
Did you?
I cannot verify that.
Oh.
Does he sound upset?
Oh.
I
Well,
think
if you
not. Those
did-
sound like happy toads to me.
If you
Case
did,
closed.
Kaden, congratulations. If you didn't, I
Right.
wish you all the best.
Me too.
You don't need Tinder. Or Hinge.
I don't need Tinder.
I mean, the
because I'm
declaration that we
married.
deleted Tinder, I would say, yeah. So
Oh,
congratulations.
thanks. Now I'm the Great Goblin.
I mean,
the Great Goblin.
that's questionable still. We'll see.
I mean, that doesn't make you any less, but
I mean, I had to. But that's good to hear.
winning, right?
Tiger blood.
No, that's the wrong kind of winning.
I think that's the right kind.
What kind
become
of
a
winning
damn
is
predator.
the right kind?
I mean, I think everyone has a unique answer for that one.
Andrew, have you eaten today? Is that why you're so angry?
How is that like angry?
Because you could be hangry.
It's true.
I mean, you're probably not wrong, but at the same time, like, how is that angry? I just said I think everyone has a unique answer for that.
I'm going off what the topic is now.
Oh,
The topic is, why is Andrew so angry?
No,
the
Insaniac,
man of forever anger. And he spelled my name wrong again.
That's
Did he?
because your name
Yeah, he
doesn't
did.
make
You
any
spelled
sense.
your name wrong.
No, he spelled it.
I agree. You spelled your name wrong.
No, you get it right, sir. You're gonna type that shit down.
Oh, I
You'd be
think
wrong-
on
you'd
that.
be linking the wrong accounts. How dare you? Cheating on me again?
You've cheated on John before, let's be honest.
I have not.
Fuck. So I haven't watched any good anime lately. Fuck. All I've been watching is Archer
No.
Just
and The
avoid it.
Mandalorian. Mandalorian's good.
I've been meaning to watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah,
It's a
me
good
too.
series.
I've watched the first season. I haven't seen the newest one yet.
The two.
I was back into Full Metal again. That Parasite on Netflix was really good.
Yeah.
The movie
No, the series.
Parasite the series.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
I watched
It's an
the movie.
awkward one you might like then.
I've
I
heard
think
of
I've
the.
heard of it.
I've heard of the movie and I've heard of the anime.
Yeah, the anime. It's on Netflix.
Oh, I've seen the anime before.
I watched The Blood of Zeus on Netflix.
Yeah, that was good too.
What is that?
That's been another one I've been meaning to watch. I've
It's-
been watching
it's
a lot of
pretty much
Bar
like
Rescue lately.
The Greek mythology kind of like setup where it's like the child of Zeus of sorts becomes like a demigod, but he has to go through his trials and tribulations, and you deal with the other gods along the way. And Zeus is a horse, so that's always the fun thing that comes across everybody's.
You know he's a horse.
Yeah. And,
Not only is a horror, but he's kind of like, you know, a touchy with no consent kind of guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
one of those like he pulls a Spawn.
But okay. I mean, I'll check it out.
It's
But
good.
The more I
It's only
think
one-
about it, the
It,
more
it
I
is a good
remember.
one. If you like Greek epics at all, it's a good one.
I just know
It
that
actually
there's
goes
a
out
lot
in
of
action.
staples that Andrew has never seen.
There are.
In fact,
Your point.
You should watch those staples.
I mean, I plan to watch some of them. I have limited time, please.
I bet that I've seen less than Andrew.
but we expect
Yeah,
that
a lot
from
of
you
shit.
because you have this thing called a life.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm trying to have a life
I
here.
really don't.
Compared to the rest of us, yeah.
What do you think my life consists of?
Being a teacher,
Not currently.
fair enough.
Not being a sad, depressed person on Tinder.
Okay.
That's
I'm a
also a
depressed
personal
person
attack.
That's pretty.
outside of Tinder.
Okay, that's definitely.
What about being a sad, depressed person outside of Tinder? How about that?
That's different.
Oh, okay, I see. That means that I have a life.
It doesn't come with a level of grease.
Exactly.
I see.
I mean, it's still. Yeah, I guess it doesn't. She also lucked out, but she also stalked down her husband. So I mean, you gotta take,
Hey, it worked.
this you gotta take what you can, right?
What?
Nothing.
Give nothing back.
How about that
The Pirates.
Boruto series?
You can leave now. In fact, I'm kicking you from the call.
No.
never,
God.
never mention that
again.
goddamn name on my live stream again.
I was like, I didn't even hear it.
I heard what he said, and he doesn't need to repeat it.
I heard what he said.
I heard what he said, but I don't understand it.
I don't know.
Sarah, you should repeat it.
No, it's good.
What?
We only talk about good animes like Evangelion and Ryu Kenshin and Ninja Scroll.
See, while we're talking about this, I'm gonna segue into getting a drink, so I'll be back in 2 seconds.
No, you're not allowed.
Yeah, you're not allowed. Who said you can do that?
You're not allowed to have more tea. It's too late.
It's not tea time
Especially
anymore.
For him.
Goddamn British son of a
It's
bitch.
1:30 for him. Goodness.
Yeah, it's too late for tea.
Ridiculous. But clearly he's already gone. He did not take our advice.
It's not late enough. I'm real craving that coffee too.
Don't drink coffee. It's
Might be a
11:30.
good idea, actually.
I've been.
I've
Thank
proved
you,
that's
Goblin,
actually
for
not the source of my
making coffee.
insomnia. I quit for
Oh.
2 days drinking coffee. I had my Timmy's on my way to work, and I didn't drink coffee at all for the rest of the day, and it's still like 4:35 a.m.
Have
I'm
you
like-
tried sleeping in the cold? Like opening a window?
That works too.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
works
causes
really
me
well
to
for me.
not wake up throughout the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
Well,
works really well for me.
I think we're good. We're talking about how sleep patterns. I think it's time for bed.
No,
I think that,
don't be
but we
ridiculous.
didn't talk about one of the better animes.
I'm just gonna kick you before you even say anything.
It's not that one.
Mute. No, I'm just kidding.
John.
I'm just kidding.
I was going to talk about Death Note, but okay.
Oh, hey, that's like the one that I actually know something about.
That
Like,
one's really
literally
good.
the only one.
Only if you watch if you watch the first 20, middle 10, and last 10.
I
Yeah.
did not watch it. I read part of it.
Ah, you're a
I
manga
should
girl.
probably read the rest. No, more like one of the kids that I was teaching brought it to school for some unknown reason to like crazy Christian school, something called Death Note in this giant like black book.
Oh, you mean the movie? Obviously.
That sounds like the
No,
most stereotypical
yeah.
goth thing to do I've ever heard.
He
That's
wasn't
pretty
goth. And he just handed it to me and was like, "You should read this. I think you'd like it." And I was like, "Okay."
And did
And
you
he was
like
"Yeah,
it?
but I want it back tomorrow." And I was like, "Okay, sure."
Did you read it?
I did. I actually quite enjoyed it. He was correct. I did like it.
By the way, I didn't get tea and I'm not British.
I mean, yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
You
Scottish.
really are.
I'm fucking Scottish.
All right. I think that's it for the night. I gotta go to bed. I do work in the morning. As always, thank you for watching. Sorry you had nothing better to do, but I'm glad you came and watched it here. This has been me, Sarah, Mr. Passive Aggressive, Sir Jeremy, and the Great Grease Goblin.
Sure, check out the channels.
Yep, and join the Faceless Legion, justlikeness.com. Download the app.
Do it.
Download the app. Download
Download
it.
It's a great app.
It is an app. It is the greatest app. And
It
once
is
an
they all
app. That is a
download it,
description.
we can then enact phase 2.
Alabaster
Yes.
Winchester.
Oh, yes, phase 2.
I've been waiting for phase 2.
Me too. And then phase 3, profit.
Oh. But no phase 4.
Well, no,
Sure.
because by then we'll have dominated the world. But first,
Exactly. We don't need
First.
nearly as many phases as Marvel
Yes.
to dominate the world.
our master scheme, once they all download the app. Those fools. Those unwitting fools. Oh god, I'm still on stream.
Foolish fools.
End the stream now!